1976. Dave got a crew, took Sea Haven 1, and sailed to Hawaii. The day he came back, he said, "Let's go somewhere." On the spur of the moment, we managed to get Sun Princess cruise off to Alaska. And there is the ship, a lot bigger than Sea Haven, British Columbia. We flew to Vancouver, got on the ship, and here we are, British Columbia, Stanley Park. Typically British gardens, and here we see totem poles. That is not typically British. We're leaving for Ketchikan. We're in Alaska, really Alaska, my goodness. I sure didn't know we were going here. 2 days ago, Dave wasn't even back from Hawaii. A lumber company they take us to visit. Thought you'd find that interesting. And that. Salmon in the stream. Totem carvings, totem pole carvings. We brought a small one back with us. See how tall? And back on the boat. And off the boat. This is a lumber yard. And a little fishing village. And now we're in Juneau. We're going to Mendenhall Visitor Center. This is the Mendenhall Glacier Visitor Center. I waited on the bus. Dave went in there. I had a bad cold. Now we're about to take a little airplane ride to see the area beneath us. Isn't that beautiful? Views from the plane. I sure got better fast enough to take a plane ride. We're over Glacier Bay. Dave took those pictures from the plane. Now we're back on the boat. Goodbye to Juneau. Hello to fantastic ice scenes. Dave really took good pictures of these. Let me tell you a little about Alaska as you're watching these scenes. Alaska had to fight long and hard to achieve statehood in 1958. The fight was spearheaded right in Juneau, where we just were. The United States purchased Alaska in 1867. For 17 years, there was no law, no schools, no effective government. That meant you couldn't get a marriage recorded, you couldn't even really get married legally, or record a birth. In 1912, the United States established territorial civil government for Alaska. And as I said, 1958, statehood. Alaska is very happy to have the benefits of statehood. A seal on the ice. Viewing the scenes from inside the ship. And beautiful scenes they are. We're headed now for Skagway. We're certainly in no hurry. Shipboard life is beautiful too. Welcome to Skagway, the gateway to the Yukon. Museums, gift shops, restaurants, native carvings, like a little frontier town. I'm just showing you some of the street scenes of Skagway. Enjoy them. We're going back on the boat, and our next port of call will be White Pass. This will be a train trip across White Pass. Notice how the seats are arranged for best viewing of the scenery. I wish you could see the scenery. Isn't that a good view? And that. This should have been named Narrow Pass, not White Pass. We had some very narrow places to go around. Back on the train. That's the back of the train, the caboose. And train trip is over. Always a lineup at the ladies' room. We're leaving for Sitka. A shuttle boat is taking us to Sitka. Sun Princess had to anchor out. That is Sitka. Sitka from the water. And now ashore at Sitka. at Stanley Park. This is where we started at. We have a little time here until our plane leaves for LA. This trip was certainly over fast. 1 week just flew by. was Harold Colombo, Harry Cosman, and Patsy. Sea Haven, a 40-foot mariner, fully provisioned and ready for Tahiti. We've all waited a long time for this day. Last-minute goodbyes, all ashore who are going ashore. Just the crew and the boat and an exciting cruise now. Bill Becker's boat, he and some people were seeing Dave off as far as the jetty. Do you know what you're looking at? This is the first bit of unnecessary excitement. Oh no, I can't believe it. Harold hopes he can figure it out. Well, he's really trying. They've left Catalina. That was going to be their first and only stop. And now they've pulled into San Diego. They radioed ahead and they were expected. They're at Kettenberg Boatyard. There is a mechanic. A broken motor mount causing oil line to break, and they lost all their oil. No oil, so they burnt out the engine. Those are damaged parts. This boat galley had a couple of guys and no cook for a month in San Diego. Finally ready to leave. No big send-off this time. Underway on the way to the Marquesas Islands. 800 miles north of landfall, they developed a shaft problem. That was excitement number 2 that they didn't need. They couldn't use the engine. Land in sight after 28 days. And they're headed with the dinghy now for the commercial dock for the inter-island traffic. They're glad to be touching land. They took a walk, glad to take a walk. It must have felt great to be on land. They're going to the store to buy bread. And that's the store they go to every evening for ice cream, a ritual. And another store. Harold's doing laundry at the toilet and shower room. Excitement number 3 that they did not need. Harold had to go to the hospital. Harry and Dave had to even carry him to the hospital. Now he's better and they leave for Rangiroa Island. Kiaora Village is a hotel there. This is Rangiroa Island, 300 miles southward. Thatched huts. Time to read leisurely at anchor. That's Harry. And always time to take walks ashore among the coconut palm. And always visit the gendarmes before leaving. That's a must. This is one of the 2 villages on the island. And now they're going to be going 500 miles south, heading for Papeete. There they are. That is the anchorage where they first were told to go. And then they were moved to this quay. That's right across from the Acajou restaurant. That's where the boat was when the wives came down to visit, and the Acajou is where we love to eat. This is edible fish caught off the coral reef. The wives came down from Los Angeles, and we all remember these beautiful sunset scenes along the beach. Like picture postcards, but Dave took these pictures. We took this little plane across to Moorea and checked into the Hotel Captain Cook, right on the water. And these are some other resorts we visited. Scenery in Moorea. We rented a car and traveled around the island. We were going to be leaving soon, the wives. Harry Cosman was also going to be going back. And they got a Bruce Smith from Australia to be crew with with Harold and with Dave. Patsy was not continuing with them. In fact, they had asked her to leave a long time before that. They've now left Papeete and they're on their way to the island of Huahine. Beautiful Huahine. And that's the dock where they would get supplies inter-island. That's a truck being taken off of a ship there. We'll call this In Search of Bananas. They take a walk looking for bananas. They see a hut, a young girl and her baby, Harold playing with the baby. That's the girl's father and Bruce Smith. That's Bruce. Pigs roam freely. And her brother climbs to get coconuts. And wait till you see how the mother husks the coconuts. There's a stake in the ground, and she just slams the coconut down on it. Voila! It cracked. After they drink the coconut milk, they're going to continue their walk and find bananas. The 12-year-old who climbed the tree is sharpening the knife. And there's the boat again in the harbor at anchor. Looks lovely. Leaving for Bora Bora. Anchored in the harbor at Bora Bora. From inside the Bora Bora Yacht Club. Some hotel huts along the lagoon. From Bora Bora, looking across the lagoon at the airstrip. But no one is flying. They're now beginning the long trip home by boat, heading back to the United States. This is the end, and I really hope you've enjoyed all of these trips.